Want to be a nation that is on the biblical principles and the values and the ethics that are found in Scripture.
Your personal economy.
Do you just watch it every day to make sure it doesn't go back down?
I don't ever recommend buying anything that is something that you're going to sit in front of the computer screen and watch every day.
Financial issues that you need to know.
And now the solution for economic growth in our economy is now spending more money and pay no never mind to the debt ceiling as if it's irrelevant.
We got to come together if we're going to do anything about this.
Aligning reality with truth.
If the people have the lack of understanding the truth. Truth is truth.
Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the founding fathers.
Now, here's your host, Dan Celia.
Welcome back to the second hour here on American Family Radio Network, Financial Issues. I'm Dan Celia. It's great to be here. The phone lines are 866-300-9298, 866-300-9298 if you want to join the program. I got to mention two things, folks, real quick. One thing is if you haven't registered for our retreat at the Cove, the Billy Graham Training Center at the Cove, you're missing out on an incredible few days. Not only is it a time to retreat from the world, there is no better place to do it. If you've never been to the Smoky Mountains, to Asheville, North Carolina, to the Billy Graham Training Center, it is unbelievable. My wife and I go there a number of times every year. We've been doing it for 10 years. It is a magnificent place. And we are going to be there again this year for our retreat. And it starts October 1st. And you need to register. We're not full, but you need to register, and you should register quickly. You need to go to afr.net. I don't have the phone number, but you need to go there, afr.net. You'll see the banner, and you get the phone number. If I get it here in a few minutes. Oh, it's on the screen? Let's see. I don't see it, Devin. Anyway, I'll get you the phone number, and you can call there. But you need to register. Once you pay for it, once you get there, everything is included. It's all inclusive. You won't have to pay another nickel unless you buy something at the bookstore, Billy Graham bookstore or something. But you're going to have a great opportunity to be in the Word with a number of us. We're going to have a great time of worship and fellowship. My wife and I always look so forward to meeting so many of our listeners. It's my favorite part, and to spend some time with you. Governor Huckabee, Mike Huckabee, is going to be there with us. He's going to speak on Wednesday evening. He's staying overnight. He's going to be there. He'll be there to take some pictures with you. You'll get a chance to speak to him and meet him. It's going to be a great, great time. The phone number is 800-950-2092. 800-950-2092. That's the number. When you call there, that's actually the Cove, the Billy Graham Training Center. And you call there and tell them, hey, I want to register for the event, the AFA retreat event, and they'll get you registered and tell you what the deal is. So it's 800-950-2092, and I hope you'll do that. The other thing, doesn't cost a nickel, is our town hall meetings. And I love our town hall meetings. It's my favorite thing to do every year. I'm not crazy about all the travel, but I do love being there with all of you and answering all your questions. And you're going to hear some things. We laugh. We have a great, great time. You're going to hear some perspectives about the economy that you're not going to hear anywhere else. And you're going to have a great, great time of learning. You can bring a busload of people. All we ask about the AFA retreat or the AFR, I'm getting confused. The town hall meetings here, Financial Issues and AFR, the town hall meetings, are that you register and give us a head count, because we've a number of times have not had a room big enough because, we think we're going to get 800 people and we get 1,200. So we don't want that to happen, and we need just a head count. So if you'd register, we sure would appreciate it. We start at 6:30 at night. We try to end at 9. There have been nights I've been there till midnight. Answering questions, or at least until we get thrown out of the room. So we have a great time, and you're going to love it. I hope you'll come out. We're going to be in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We're going to be in Tyler, Texas. Going to be in Amarillo, Texas, and Lafayette, Louisiana. So that's where we're going to be in the fall. then we have another schedule coming up for after Christmas. So I hope you can get out there. It's a great time. You don't want to miss it. And folks, if you don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you. You're just going to have to trust me. But if you've listened for a long time, you've heard people call in and comment on it. We don't ask for anything. We're not going to sell anything. We're not going to give you something to ask for a donation even, or sell a book or products, or have booths set up by all these people that are selling. We don't do any of that. All you've got to do is show up. Greet. I want to meet as many as you can, and I promise you there won't be any of that. So it's a time of ministry and learning. It's going to be a great time. All right, let's get back to the phones. 866-300-9298. We have had a full board the entire program. Let me go to Marie. Marie calling us from Texas. Hey, Marie.
Oh, hi, Daniel. I'm so excited to be able to talk to you. Thank you so very much for taking my call. I
Sure.
want to say a couple things, Daniel. I pray for you and your family and AFR every day, and Sandy Rios. What amazing people you are, and what amazing courage you guys have. And I am on with you on every single thing that you say. I listen to you every day, all the time, the entire time you're on. I have no TV and no cable, so I never watch the news, but I listen to AFR constantly, and I praise God for that station. So I wanted to call
Thank you so much, Marie.
Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. I've never called before anybody.
Oh.
But I wanted to call because I wanted to say that you're so right about the false front on the employment. I live in Texas. We came here from California to get away from the craziness of California 10 years ago. My husband has had 3 jobs since we've been here. And all 3 of those jobs, they have cut hours repeatedly, in especially the last 2 years, and particularly the last year. He works for the largest gun company in the United States. I believe it's the largest. Their chairman of the board just stepped down about a week ago. We got the most personal letter you could imagine in the mail from him. And it said that he could no longer say that the values have changed. So we don't know what that means, but we can assume what it means. But in any respect, they have repeatedly taken his hours away from him every single payday, little by little by little by little, until now. The last payday, he has 11 hours per week. So I want to say this. We live in apartments. I raised 5 kids. I was a widow. And I met my husband about 8 years after my former husband died. He served in 2 wars, my former husband, the World War II and Korean War. But the thing is that it's amazing that this president has turned this world upside down, this country upside down. And I beg everybody, I beg them out there to wake up what's going on in America. I worked for the oil companies most of my life. I know what's going on with oil. They are taking the oil. They're either keeping the oil or they're sending it somewhere else so that America no longer has that available to them. We, and my husband's company and his company that he works for, they stopped bringing ammunition in. They couldn't get ammunition. We would have lines of people lined up every single day out there waiting for ammunition. No ammunition. So what's happening in our country? No guns, no oil. Do we not see what's going on? It's so obvious to me. I thank God for the wisdom that he gives me all the time. I've known this for 20 years. But honestly, it's getting so bad anymore, and we're sitting around just thinking that everything's going to get better. It doesn't get better unless we all do something. We need to get out there. We need to shake our congressmen. It's terrible what's going on in our Congress. Terrible. So I just want to let you know that they are taking hours away from employees. This is the 3rd job. My husband worked for hotels and now for this ammunition company, this gun company, and it is the biggest in the United States. But I'm telling you, they're taking the hours all the time, every single week, little by little by little. We have no benefits. We just tried to get an apartment. We were turned down because his salary is too low. We have no place to live now because his salary is so low from the reduction of the hours that we can't afford to do that.
Well, Marie, I can tell you, first of all, I appreciate your wisdom and sharing it with all of our listeners. And, you know, I had to just let you speak because you are so right. And, you know, I get criticized because I say that we try to blame so much. But, we the people are to blame. It is up to us to take back this country. If we dare sit back and depend upon a politician or a group of politicians, we are in big, big trouble. We have lost so much of our freedoms and our liberties, and we will continue to see that happen. The fact that this president continues to violate the principles of liberty and free choice that we have had, that we are now claiming that health care is a right and emphasizing this patient needs over all else, that alone ignores it and violates the rights of the American people and of the health service providers, the doctors, the hospitals, and it goes on and on. The issue with the oil companies, the EPA has more control over America than any other organization right now, and what it's doing to America. This country is changing dramatically, slowly, gradually. We continue to see a loss of freedoms with nobody defending it, nobody talking about it. Marie, the only reason you know what you know about the country is because you're listening to the truth all day. You're listening to, and yet all of us on AFR, for instance, we come at it from a different perspective, but we all know that underlying everything, first and foremost, is the rock upon which we stand on. That's number one. And we can see the truth because of what we're standing upon. And we're willing to talk about it. And you heard me at the beginning of this program. I get so frustrated. It's not what I'm seeing. And not because I believe for any stretch of the imagination that I'm the only one seeing it. It's because I'm the only one talking about it. I'm the only one talking about it. Let me tell you, I got a request from Biz TV, to get out into, this is an incredibly fast-growing network of television. They're taking on so many affiliates. I had a chance to be in 20 million homes. The only reason I did it was because of their desire as a conservative television to have good conservative programming, somebody that was going to tell the truth and give me an opportunity. I've had opportunities to run for office here in the state and on a federal level, as I've been asked by the party's leaders here, and I've turned it down because I feel like I'm far better off having an opportunity to talk to millions of people every day and try to motivate them to stand up, just like Marie did. And that's exactly what's got to happen, folks. We can't allow this to continue to go on. Do you understand, if you have any children or grandchildren, if you care at all about the country that God created, and I know for a fact that God's hand has been upon this nation because it's the only nation that has ever lasted with 236 years of freedoms, unparalleled freedoms. And it can only be as a result of God's hand upon this nation. But we better take it back, God's people. The people of America better stand up and be counted for and heard. And we better take it back. And it's got to start at the polls. We got to take away. We got to start right now in the primaries, rising somebody up. And we've got to have a grassroots effort in every community, in every state, in every county, in every municipality. And throughout this country, we've got to have a grassroots rising up to take America back. Because we are quickly approaching the day where that's going to be impossible. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate you so much. I really do. Financial issues, we're here to talk about your financial issues, and all these things obviously enter into that, but certainly give us a call, 866-300-9298. We'll get back to the phones right after this. Hi, this is Dan Celia. I sure would appreciate